You're looking at some of the remains from the nasty Skirball fire that caused millions in property damage in the Bel Air community. Thankfully, no lives were lost. The blaze that lasted for days is now out, but there's a lot more to this story. The hills of Bel Air are filled with celebrities, producers, and film directors. They all moved to these hills to enjoy a special, private, and quiet place to live and raise their children. According to authorities, the blaze was caused on December 6, 2007, by an illegal campfire set by vagrants living on the east side of the 405 freeway next to the Skirball Center. The encampment was well concealed from nearby traffic, and the vagrants successfully fled and were never identified or questioned by investigators. High winds quickly spread the blaze to nearly 450 acres. 6 multi-million-dollar homes were destroyed, and dozens others suffered significant damage. On the west side of the 405 freeway sits the majestic Getty Center, filled with tens of millions of dollars worth of art treasures. Thankfully, that was all spared. This is drone video of the northernmost portion of Cassiano Drive. Here you see some extensive burned areas of the hillside right down to the freeway. Other Bel Air residents complained to me that even though their homes weren't burned, they suffered serious smoke and water damage. Homeowners are now locked in a struggle with their insurance companies in order to get the coverage that they purchased with good money. Their furniture, carpets, and clothing all require extensive cleaning and special ozone treatment. Much of their prized property is totally ruined. As for the homeless problem in LA, it's well beyond epidemic. There are tens of thousands of them bringing crime, drugs, and blight to LA in a big way. Nice weather and minimal police enforcement makes the city an ideal location for drug addicts, alcoholics, panhandlers, fugitives, illegal aliens, and the mentally ill. And of course, those that are simply down on their luck. Too often, they actually prefer their life on the streets. Many seek a society free from rule or government interference of any kind. Los Angeles and California is under one-party rule. Those Democratic politicians are very reluctant to remove the homeless or deal with them in any way at all. However, while they're doing nothing, LA's countless homeless encampments continue to be a serious and constant threat to health and public safety. The vagrants are also passing along dreaded diseases like hepatitis A and HIV. For the people of Bel Air, the next threat may be even worse than the fire. A severe rainstorm now would surely bring mudslides. Enough rain could send homes from the hilltops of Bel Air right down to the 405 freeway. This is a no-win situation. The brush and vegetation is fuel for the wildfires, but when it's burned away, mudslides often follow. No matter what, there's always a risk. When you add in the vagrants to this mix, it can only get worse. In the long run, the voters will have to force the politicians to deal with society's many problems. LA's homeless crisis is a major scandal. At what point do the voters get serious by voting in different politicians that will clean up this mess? Giving cash to the vagrants just doesn't work because it gets spent on liquor or illegal drugs. Many of these people are not even competent enough to handle their own affairs. There are few ways to bring positive change to our homeless people. solutions are incredibly elusive. Can we at least begin to institutionalize the drug addicted and mentally ill for their own safety? Can we really afford to tolerate thousands of people living, defecating, committing sex acts, and otherwise misbehaving on our streets and parks? Whatever our elected officials are doing is just not working. I'm Paul Hubel, reporting for Crime File News. Thank you.